Good afternoon, and welcome to another rendition of Smash Jazz. This is the brainchild of my partner in crime, Al the Bandit.
Yeah, this is kind of the sneak preview of Smash Jazz, which will debut on DallasOnAir.com next week with five special Smash Jazz guests. And it's a privilege to give y'all just a little sneak preview today at BLJ Priest. Go ahead, Candace, take it away.
Absolutely. I'm Candace Wicks, otherwise known as Queen of the Mic, and it's my privilege and pleasure to be here with you again today. This is the beginning of a brand new series of programs. This one is about jazz. Now, jazz
Yeah.
goes from, let's say Coltrane,
Yep.
Miles Davis.
Yep.
But then you also can get into the smooth jazz, which
Smooth jazz.
is more, I'm going to say, commercial and things that we hear at the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So it spans a wide range of the genre. I'll actually say the techniques, the music, the mood, the tones, the rhythm. So today we're going to focus on some jazz artists that are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And for our second show today, we are going to have our hosts from our co-host for today will be Frederick Nichelson, who is the founder of the Fingerprints Band
Yeah.
from UNT, North Texas, a mean green, a true mean green, true mean green. So he's here with us, and some of the people that we are going to be featuring today are in his stable under his Nichelson company. So he's going to share information with us about that. But at this time, let's just get into the mood. And so let's hear our first selection, and then we'll come back and talk to our special guest, Frederick Nichelson, founder of Fingerprints.
On Smash Jazz.
I Am a Man, the song I Am a Man makes me feel so good when I sing it because it says, I'm strong as leather and I got it together. That song tells all about the struggle of the black man in America today. So I love that song. That's my best song on the album.
But thank you for loving me just the way that I am.
But I really spend a lot of time listening to what everybody does, and it's always my goal to put the right person in the right place. Who would be, the person I would dream of to play saxophone on this ballad or drums on this Latin tune? That's sort of been my approach in general, is to always, grab the person that I think fits the song best, and leave ego out of it, My thing is, I really just like to hear good songs, and I think if the song is good from the start, a lot of things can happen with the musicians to enhance it and make it better. So, I always try to start, with the song. I don't care if it's written 50 years ago or 5 minutes ago.
People enjoy the band live, and they certainly have responded well to our CDs.
Fans can download individual tracks or the entire record, and of course we always have them available at our shows. So Dream Life is a really, really good record that we enjoy making, and it kind of falls in line with all the other CDs in our past: Summertime Music, DNA, our self-titled debut CD. So our website is always updated every day, at least every week for sure. And there's a lot of good information. And like I say, there's no way you cannot find our CDs because we put them every place that we can.
Yes, and today, again, we have our very, very special guest, Mr. Frederick Nichelson, founder of the Fingerprints Band. Welcome back, and let's give him a hand clap.
All right, let's give it up.
We are so happy to have you here on
Yeah.
Smash Jazz.
Yes.
Today, we're going to be focusing on the people that are from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in terms of local artists. And we know that you are now, I'm going to say, governing and leading some very highly qualified and capable artists. And so we're going to be talking about that. But would you please tell us about the promo that we just saw and the song?
So that was actually a promo that was done for our second to our most recent record called Dream Life. And it's been out for a while now, but that's like some of the musicians that are involved with the project, Tim Jones, Kenan Wiley, and Claude Hardrick, along with myself, just kind of giving their insights as to how we recorded it and what some of the songs mean to them. And actually one of the songs on there was "I Am a Man." That was featured in a film that was done about my hometown in Memphis, Tennessee. So, "I Am a Man." People have probably seen that slogan from the sanitation workers strike back in the '60s when
with Martin Luther King
passed away. Mm-hmm. So Elmore Nickelberry was actually one of the trash collectors who's still alive. Well, he's not alive now, but he was alive when we did that promo. Who was actually one of the sanitation workers who was on strike during that time. And they did a promotional video, a little documentary about him, and we had the pleasure of co-writing and having that song be a part of that documentary for "I Am a Man." So if you've seen the shirts and the posters and everything else, that's where that came from. So that was part of our Dream Life CD, that song. And it featured Tim Jones on vocals. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Go ahead and give us your introduction again, and then we're going to listen to the entire song right now.
Okay, well then, so the title song from the record is "Dream Life," and that was one that, again, a fun song that I wrote here, recently in Dallas, and it features some great musicians. One, the late great Bernard Wright is the keyboard player on here. So if you like the keyboards on here,
Bernard, yeah.
and then of course Claude Hardrick on saxophone, and then the rest of it is mostly programmed by me. But it's a cool little song that people have gravitated to, and we've had a lot of success. So anyway, take it away, I guess.
Take it away.
Well, welcome back to Smash Jazz. Oh, that was sweet. That was
Yeah.
a very nice record.
Very
And you
nice.
know what? Just to say that you had the Bernard Wright on one of your songs, that is awesome.
Oh yeah, man, a legend and a great person, just all around. Everybody misses Bernard.
Yeah, we
Anybody
do.
who plays music all over the world, he was a big influence on tons of people. And Dallas was lucky enough to have him live here for quite a large part of his life. So yeah.
Well, you know what? The focus on this particular show, the pre-show to the real show coming up, but we are talking about Dallas artists and musicians. And so we're going to start with ladies first.
Yeah.
You have a very special young lady that is now working with you as the main vocalist for Fingerprints.
That's
Can
right.
you tell us who she is and a little bit about her?
Well, I think you're referring to the beautiful and talented Miss Ardina Lockhart, who is a Dallas native, and met her some years back. And she's really a very talented, very versatile singer. People kind of look at her as a jazz singer, but she's very, very good at soul music, R&B, neo soul. She's just an all-around versatile person and a great just person aside from her musical talent. So she is from Dallas, went to Booker T. I think I met her pretty soon after high school, and she attended TWU and Paul Quinn.
Okay.
And so, yeah, she's been around Dallas for some time. She moved away to the East Coast for a while, and she lived in San Francisco for a while. But she's been back here in town for probably, I don't know, at least about 15 years now. And really just doing a great job singing live, recording, and doing all kind of great things. Just a very, very, very special person. One of those rare finds that you get, in a musician, and in a singer too. So yeah,
Well, let's hear from Miss Ardina.
that's right. And this is kind of her jazzy side. You'll hear on this, but if you see her live, she sings everything. So yeah.
Oh, Ardina.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful.
Beautiful.
And she has such range.
Ooh,
Just
Absolutely.
an awesome voice.
I'm telling
And
you.
Ardina, if you're out there listening to Smash Jazz, we want you to do an album. We need to hear more from
Yes.
you.
More.
We definitely need to hear more
Yes.
from you. We know you sing with Fingerprints,
Yes.
but we'd like to hear more from you. That was
Yes.
just wonderful.
Absolutely. And she's
Absolutely.
been working on her project. She just got to, stick to it and get it completed and get that under her belt. But she definitely has the talent and has the range and everything else to want to do that. But, when you're in this music game, I tell you, your
Yep.
family, your life, it kind of takes on a whole
does.
thing of its own, So
Right.
it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3, even though, like I say, she certainly is deserving of a solo project on her own. And I'm sure we're going to hear that eventually from her.
Yep.
I certainly hope so, and I
Yeah.
know Al feels the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So again, we are in our pre-show
Yep.
of Smash Jazz,
Yes, we are.
and we are highlighting and focusing on artists and musicians that are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This next young man is somebody who has been around you for a number of years, and he's one of your close buddies.
That's
Would you
right.
like to introduce the second artist that we're going to be featuring today?
Sure. Well, coming up, we got Houston native, but he's been living in the Dallas area for almost 40 years now. And that would be none other than Texas tenor saxophonist Shelly Carroll. And Shelly, again, has been in the Duke Ellington Orchestra aside from his own solo career for over 30 years. So they traveled the world. He just got back from Bulgaria last week.
Bulgaria.
Saturday, he just got back just before the 4th, or right after the 4th, I guess that is. And so Shelly plays around Dallas quite a bit. You can usually hear him at the Balcony Club on Sunday nights. And he's also at Revelers Hall every Wednesday. So if you're a jazz musician especially, and I say straight ahead jazz, like the traditional Duke Ellington, John Coltrane, Charlie Parker, that style of jazz. Shelly, he plays it all, but he specializes in that. So you can always hear him on Wednesdays at Revelers in the Bishop Arts District, and also at the Balcony Club virtually every Sunday throughout the whole year when he's in town. So if you want to hear real jazz, that's where you want to go and check out him and his group over there at both of those locations. And he plays other places too, but those are sort of residency gigs that he's been doing for several years now.
I see you have his CD. Would you
We
like
do.
to share
Absolutely.
the information?
And this is one that we did. The first one I produced on him. He has 5 records, but this is one called A Distant Star. Has some great musicians on here. Bernard Wright, Sebastian Whitaker, and Curtis Lundy, and along with Shelly Carroll on this record. And so this record has been one of the most popular he's ever done. But he's also got records with the Ellington Orchestra, and and the most recent record he did with the late great Marshall Ivory, and that's called I Heard That. So that features he along with Marshall Ivory on saxophone, some other great musicians, Stefan Carlson, the young lady you heard sing, Ardina sings a couple of songs on there.
Yes.
So it's a really
great.
good record. Kind of focuses in on his Texas tenor roots, and we actually have a new project coming up this fall called A State of the Texas Tenor, which is going to feature 3 different tenor saxophone players, Shelly Carroll, Quamon Fowler from Fort Worth, and also we call him the mayor of South Dallas, Jason Davis, is going to be playing on that record also.
Yeah.
So those 3 together are going to do a tremendous thing. As a matter of fact, they're going to be featured together at the Riverfront Jazz Festival this year,
That's
which is
right.
going to be in Fair Park this year because of the
Yes,
construction
sir.
at the convention center. But look for them on the schedule. I'm not sure the exact time and date, but it's going to be Labor Day weekend. Those
That's
3 are
right.
going to be performing together for the State of the Texas Tenor Project. So look out for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, let's hear
Here.
the sounds of Mr. Shelly Carroll.
There you go. Take it away.
Take it away.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. The one and only Shelley Carroll.
Yeah.
Now
my
we know
man.
he's a tenor
Yeah.
saxophone player, but I've seen him play the flute as well.
Absolutely. He
Yes.
plays them all, yeah.
He
Yes,
does.
yeah.
He does. Again, we're talking about Dallas Fort Worth, homegrown musicians and vocalists.
That's right.
And you have two so far, and then we are going to talk about the third. Now we already know that Ardina is the current singer for Fingerprints. We know that Shelley Carroll played with Fingerprints, and so did this next gentleman that we are about to talk about from North Texas State University
Yeah.
in Denton, and that is our good friend
Brad Lely, I'm sure you're probably referring to, yeah.
Yeah.
Bradford Lely.
Bradford Lely, yeah. I met Brad his first day in Denton in 1983 when he came from Colorado. Now, Brad's family actually is from Dallas. His mother grew up in Oak Cliff, but he actually was born in Denver and raised there and went to high school and everything, and then came back to school at North Texas and got his undergraduate bachelor's degree there in music education. And then again, of course, played around Dallas forever, and then moved away to New York when he joined Harry Connick, and eventually Brad got his master's degree in jazz studies from Rutgers University in New Jersey, I guess Rutgers is, and subsequently moved back to Texas and got the job teaching at North Texas. Excuse my throat there. And so so Brad's a great guy, and I guess I would like to say for all the young musicians especially, if you're thinking about studying music and especially studying jazz, he's a person that you should certainly look up, get into, maybe reach out to him and learn more about the audition process and some of those things, because Brad is the professor of jazz studies for saxophone at the University of North Texas currently. So he is, there is no higher mountaintop at North Texas for jazz saxophone than Brad Lely. There are several teachers there, but he is the professor of jazz saxophone there. And a great musician, great person, and can tell you a lot about the music business and just about auditioning and knowing what repertoire to work on when you get to that place in your, in your studies. So check him out, and I'm sure he can probably tell you with his own promo a lot more about what's happening at UNT and in Denton. But he's a good friend and a great musician to know here in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear the interview, or the promo, if you will, of Professor Brad Lely.
There you go.
I love all music. Music where you can be free and express yourself. I would not limit it to just jazz. I would just say good music. My first major gig was with Harry Connick Jr. We played all over the world. From there, I went to the Count Basie Orchestra. I also played with Clark Terry, the series Kennedy Center Honors Program, where we played the inauguration for President Obama. I got to back up so many wonderful artists: Steven Tyler, Kid Rock, Bruno Mars, Lyle Lovett, Beyonce. I do have a solo recording career. I have several groups. I love to be prepared. If I'm going to perform, what I'm doing before performing is practicing. A regular gig that we have here in Denton, Texas is Steve's Wine Bar with Jeffrey Eccles, Sergio Palmez, and Quincy Davis, wonderful drummer. I love having a steady gig somewhere. It keeps the cobwebs off. I'm so busy with school and teaching that I'm very limited in what I can do locally. I try to get to the office so I can practice for at least an hour before I start teaching. Don't even look at the music. Stop looking at the music. Turn the music on. I'm serious. This is a crutch. This sucker is a crutch. Just turn it around. Around. Right, we're just improvising at that section right there, okay? Coda, 1, 2, Don't worry, Come on. Yeah. Now who's sitting there talking about, oh my gosh, he didn't play a B flat on that minor chord. Man, that's not what it's about right now. It's about getting together and playing some music, playing some expression. Now, once we get into that point, then let's go in with that. Typical day is just delving into music in every aspect, sharing information, either one-on-one or class participation. I'm really inspired by students that are hungry. They inspire me to not only be a better musician, but a better teacher as well. I think that I was extremely fortunate because I grew up in a time where you could still go and sit in and learn with these great local musicians who had their own style, their own sound. That's one of the things that we as teachers have to try to convey to these students. Not only push the boundaries in terms of harmony, rhythm, education, we also have to push the boundaries in terms of expression. This music is so powerful, it's so wonderful, and we cannot forget that at the end of the day, after all the studying, after all the learning, it's about the music. It's about the music.
All right. Well, we have had a wonderful program today.
Yes.
We have focused on a few of the Dallas-Fort Worth staples, Fingerprints, and we had Ardina.
Yep.
We had Brad and Shelly.
Yep.
So all of these people are people that you are working with, Frederick Nichelson, and we want to say thank you to you for you bringing in your expertise, your words of wisdom. You've dropped some really good pearls for some of these youngsters that are coming into the game.
Big time.
And so before we depart, would you please give us your contact information and any parting words?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me again for both shows. And I certainly look forward to seeing these shows and sharing them with our audience so we can learn more about other musicians in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you want to learn more about my company, you can go to nicholsonentertainment.com, which is NICHELSON entertainment.com. And all the artists, all the schedules, everything is already up there. You can buy the music, you can stream the music for free, all that good stuff. So and we're on social media, same thing. Just go to nicholsonentertainment.com and you can find out our Facebook page and all that good stuff. So anyway, just thank you guys so much for having me.
You're so welcome.
And for letting me sort of reintroduce some of these artists that people already know about but may have kind of slipped to the back of their mind. But Brad Lely, Shelly Carroll, Ardina Lockhart, Fingerprints, and many others that we get a chance to work with are all good friends and great people that we certainly want to keep promoting here in the Metroplex and all over the world for that matter. Go Dallas.
Yes.
All right. So at this time, we're going to close out with my partner in crime, as I like to call him, Al the Bandit. Take it away.
Well, it was a great show today. Definitely the queen of the mic, Candace, and our special guest. Hey, man, we got to bring him back. And we got to bring him over to Dallas Order also. Like to let y'all know, man, there was a sneak preview of Smash Jazz today. We actually kick off Smash Jazz in a major way next week on DallasOnAir.com, and we're back over here at BLJ Priest next Tuesday. Now, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself because I'm going to give you a sneak preview of all the podcast shows that's are currently on there every week over at DallasOnAir.com, and the ones that's going to be on there also on BLJ Priest Weekly and also on Rockin' Radio. You know what I'm saying? And that's all coming up next. So y'all stay tuned, man. And we love y'all. Get ready because the Coast to Coast Smash the Mic show, Legends of DJs, and my little nephew, DJ 21, which is going to give you a little sneak preview of Smash Top 40 R&B, the mix. And don't forget DJ AB 972 will be live next Tuesday, all 5 shows. He'll be here live, tuned up, and to bring you some blessings in the mix from jazz to old school hip hop. It's going to be beautiful, Candace. That's all next Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., same time, same station, VLJ Priest over here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Candace, anything else before we get out of here? Get ready
we have created Facebook pages for each one of the shows.
Let them know about them, yeah.
So please go ahead and lock in with us and share with your friends, because we're going to build a Smash Nation. How about that?
And also, Candace, I need to let them know that the Smash the Mic Entertainment LLC website, it'll be up and running in a major way the last of this month. It will be fully up, man, with all the programmers, all the shows. And then stay tuned for Smash Radio Station 007, the podcast, 24 hours around the clock, radio station and podcast. It's here, going down, yeah.
All right, so we're going out with Herbie Hancock.
Yes, sir. The legendary. And I talked with Herbie, and I got Herbie coming. Oh, yeah, live zooming in. And stay tuned for that, because I'm going to let Candace give y'all the date and everything on that, because I talked with him yesterday. Oh, yeah.
So stay tuned, and thank you so much again to Frederick Nichelson from Fingerprints, the founder of Fingerprints Band. And we're going to say we will have you back for a part 2.
Part 2.
And also, again, please follow us on Facebook, like and share with your friends and neighbors.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
Next week.